Today we're looking at laladapigeon, an Ana in the Bronze-Silver range. They requested this review on the Overwatch University subreddit, where they wrote, "Wondering if there's anything more I could have done to help with the loss. I know I missed heaps of shots here, it is something I will work on, but was I a big factor to the loss in other ways too? I want to know if I had any bad habits or if I should be reorganizing my priorities a bit next time while playing. Also, please ignore the first two Kiri nanos. Those are panic nanos by complete accident, and I am deeply ashamed of them. Also, something else I noticed with my bad aim is that I am able to hit targets okay in the aim training room, but not nearly as well in game. I feel like it's because I'm trying to hit targets that are further away in game. Are there larger size training rooms that give me a bit more distance?" So it does sound like you're very concerned with your aim. Overwatch, when it comes to aim, it does play a factor, especially on heroes like Ana. But at the end of the day, the game is more so about your decision making. So keep practicing your aim. But one thing I could recommend is, if you're doing good in the aim training but not in games, try queuing for deathmatch more. You could queue for the mode in unranked. You can hop into deathmatch while you're queued for comp. That will help you get aim training practice against actual people in a no pressure environment. That's my big recommendation for you instead of, trying to look for a larger size room or something like that. Anyway, we'll get into the VOD and see what else we can help you out with. First thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Sigma, Hanzo Sojourn, Kiriko, Ana. So very poke distance. I would really like to see you, just play behind your team where you could see them and where you can get vision of the enemy team to land your sleeps, nades, and damage. Really pay attention to who your tank's pushing into, who your DPS are focusing on. I really want to see you try to follow up with like a nade, some damage. Oftentimes that could be the difference between whether or not your team gets kills, especially in Bronze Silver.
Send a message.
The barrier is here. We are falling apart. We must strike them down.
So you spammed both your sleep and your nade out really early there. So the fight technically hasn't started yet. Like, your team is still pushing up to engage. I would wait until after they're engaged and people are a little bit more actively fighting, because you can use the nade to shut off healing. You could use the sleep to take somebody out of the fight. That would just be a little bit more valuable than here, as we said, as your team's pushing in before the fight's even begun. Your tank's pushing up a little bit too much in my opinion, but yeah, we can try to get vision. Be careful of the Hanzo though. Nice try. All right, so let's actually talk about that. So you're here, a little exposed, but you see the Junker Queen, and you turn to focus her, which is good. But the mistake here is you throw the sleep as she's jumping down. That's a little bit harder to aim, as, she's hopping off from high ground and moving. I think it would be a little bit better if you waited like around here where she's a little bit closer to you. That will ensure that you land the sleep because, she'll be right in your face. It'll just be so much easier for you to aim. So it's like I was saying at the beginning, just slow down on your abilities a little bit. You can try to nade her though. Perfect. Yep. She shouldn't have pushed up that far, but yeah, that's what you want to do against Junker Queen. Just throw the nade to shut off her self-healing. Go up here. Just make sure the Hanzo doesn't look at you, but he's dead anyway. Okay. Yeah, you're jumping a little bit while trying to aim at the Cass. I'm gonna recommend you just try to avoid that habit. For one, as you climb up in ranks, the jumping will make it easier for enemy hit scan to pinpoint your head just because you're moving up and down at a predictable pattern. The other thing too is you're probably, you know, messing up your own aim by just moving yourself around on the screen. So oftentimes, I bet if you think you're having bad aim days or struggling to miss shots, it might just be because you're jumping too much. Just some things to think about. Take this angle, go for some damage. We saw Hanzo up there, so we want to be careful. Yeah, Hanzo, we could see him before we scoped in, that he's up there looking for us. Granted, it looks like he's having a little bit of trouble hitting his shots, but even so, you don't want to just hang out here. Yeah. Not only do you want to be careful about, like, just scoping and hanging out where the Hanzo's looking for you, but also we weren't paying attention to our team there. You know, it's okay to take these angles, but generally I think you should play in a position where A, you can see your team, B, you can get vision of the enemy team, and C, you have cover you could quickly duck behind if necessary. So it's okay to, like, poke out here, but if you're going to take these, like, aggressive angles while your team is still, like, back here out of your LOS, what I'm going to recommend you do is limit yourself to 3 shots. So, like, I see the Life Weaver, I'm going for him. I'm going to attempt 1 shot, attempt another, attempt a third. Then I'm going to stop, duck behind cover, check and see where my team is, what their health status is. If I need to turn, attend to them, help them out, I will do that. Otherwise, turn, and you can turn back and go for more damage. That's what I think you should do when it comes to, you know, trying to be aggro, trying to take these angles out of LOS of your enemy team. Like I said at the beginning, though, generally you want to just play behind your team where you can see them, and it's just an easy movement to turn and heal them as they get focused. Be careful. Rotate into spawn. Oh, you shouldn't rotate this way. Yeah, so especially when you had the Sigma shield up right here to protect you, I would have thought about just backing up, like, right into spawn here, because you probably would have lived. I know you weren't looking in that direction, but that's just a little bit of awareness as far as where the spawn door is.
I won't give in.
Yeah, spam the sleep out a little too early. You know, if anything, like, we can't see anybody else on the screen. We could have maybe thought about pushing up a little bit more and sleeping the Junker Queen. You want to be careful, though, because you don't want to get focused by her. But, yeah, instead of just spamming it way out in the distance like that, wait until people are a little, at least for now, just wait until people are a little bit closer to you, and it'll just be easier for you to aim that. And land effective sleeps, too. Having trouble talking today, sorry.
Come here to get healed.
Right there. I'll back that up.
Come here to get healed.
So everybody on your team's full HP, like, you're trying to heal your Sojourn. You miss the shot, it happens, but you throw the nade to heal. So I would just, in general, try to hold on to your nade to land a purple on the enemy team. It's okay to use it to heal if, like, you desperately need to get the healing out if the fight's active and your team's in danger of dying. But here, you know, it's between fights. Sojourn's almost full HP. Even if you miss the shot, you know, just let her LOS you. You could maybe think about rotating to land a primary on her. Or, you know, you could let the card or Kiriko just do it. But yeah, we definitely don't need to use our nade there to heal our team when they're not fighting and they're almost full HP.
Be restored.
Same thing, sleep is a little bit too early. Wait until people push in, wait until the fight's active, and then you can use the sleep to take somebody out of the active fight. I just don't want you spamming it, like, right at the beginning of the fight, you know what I mean? Okay. Sojourn was out of your LOS. Maybe we could have nanoed her, but... Back up. You can think about, you know, your Hanzo's low, Genji's pushing into him. One good thing to do against Genji as Ana, if he's pushing into you or if he's pushing into your teammates, is just throw a nade like at his feet so it'll splash on him. Be careful about throwing it directly on him just in case he deflects it, but that is key to dealing with Genji as Ana. You do it there, but a little bit too late. And then that's the nano on the Kiriko that you were talking about. So I saw the little icon there for a split second. It looks like you have nano confirmation on. Yeah, but it seems like you double tapped the button. That's exactly what I talked about in the optimal hero settings for Ana video that I made a couple weeks ago, and why I personally don't use that setting. Because like if you're gonna just double tap the button and quickly pop the nano out, it kind of defeats the purpose of the setting in the first place. I would think about, maybe you could turn it off. Another thing you could do is lower your nano boost sensitivity, just so you have to be more precise to look at individual targets. I'll link you to that video, Optimal Hero Settings for Ana, that I made a couple weeks ago. I recommend you watch that because I go over those concepts in more detail. But yeah, you could really think about, you want to open up a little bit more, look more towards your SIG or something. And especially if the sensitivity is lower, you'll be more accurate with that. Keep backing up. Unfortunate. Yeah, so if we had got the nano on SIG there, maybe we could have held that better, but...
What's up?
Go for some damage, be careful. You got the SIG shield, you can be a little bit more free. Yeah, same thing. Like, it's between fights. We haven't engaged yet. Hold on to the sleep. That sleep is not going to accomplish anything, even if it landed on the Junker Queen. Because tanks only get slept for, I think it's, 3 seconds? And by the time those 3 seconds expire, like, your team will only be just starting to engage. Throw a nade right there. Nice try. Okay. Our team's full HP. Let's try to open up, go for a little bit more damage. Throw a nade at the... Okay. You could have maybe thought about getting the Moira, but at the same time she has Fade, so I kind of understand.
I'm grateful.
Disrupting. Not on my watch.
Look for a nade as soon as you get it. Good nade. That was really good. Yeah, your Hanzo was out of your LOS, but good shot yourself. I like that. Fast forward a tiny bit. Yeah, this is good. I like it. You can play with your Sojourn. Careful with the Genji. Nice nade. Yeah, you're a little over eager with your sleeps, it seems like. Yeah, just slow down, wait for people to push into you more. You'll just be more effective, and if they're like in your face and closer to you, it's easier to aim. I want to keep repeating myself, sorry. Look, pay attention to where our team is. They're full HP. We can go for more damage. Yeah, not a bad job with the nade. You could have thought about nanoing her too, maybe, but yeah.
Not to be academic, but I believe that one would call this.
Yeah, same thing. That's the second Kiriko nano you talked about. I want you to slow down on your nanos too, especially if you decide you're going to use that confirmation. It's a personal preference at the end of the day. But yeah, don't just double tap the button like that. Stop and at least just take another second or so, or half a second to just confirm that you're landing it on the right target. Or turn the setting off if you're gonna double tap like that.
Design at work.
You can go for some damage. Same thing, it's early in the fight. Wait until like Junker Queen's pushing, actively threatening your team a little more, then go for the sleep. Yeah, go for the Ana, that's good. We're missing the shots, but... Yeah, so you're doing these jumping movements, as we talked about before. You're making it just much harder for yourself to aim. I feel like, yeah. Yeah, and it's easier for her to land headshots too when you do that. So yeah, cutting out the jumping, I guarantee your accuracy will go up from that alone.
Our fight is not
Arigato.
the same.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
You try to land a nade on the Genji, or that's good too. Yeah, we kind of missed the shots there. It happens. Got to keep working on the aim. Might be better to, yeah. In that case where like the rest of your teams died, it might be better to just let Sigma die faster and back out yourself. Because now, like, if you hang out here and they catch you, that's another 10 seconds or so before you respawn, and then that's even longer before your team can get the next fight. So, like, when you realize the fight's lost, if it's, like, just you and your Sigma, just back out, let him die, and stay safe, wait for the next fight. But fortunately, you survive. Shot. Don't move into her, especially like you moved into Junker Queen to land that nade, and especially you're exposing yourself to this angle right here where people can see you. You know, try to just land your abilities from where you are instead. Yeah, same thing. You just want to be careful about just spamming that sleep a little too early, especially like when Genji dashes. You have to be careful about the deflect, but his predictable movement, albeit fast, it is predictable, and that just might be an easier opportunity for you to land the sleep. At the very least, wait until he pushes into you or your team a little bit more. Yeah, just a general theme with your sleeps is that you use them a little too early and you're a little too overeager. Yeah, that was a solid nano. Took the pressure off your Sig. Yeah, same thing with the sleep. Little overeager. Slow down and aim, and you definitely do not want to be pushed this far up. Yeah, so you don't need to be on point right now. Your Sojourn and your Sigma are pushing cart themselves. Play back. And, you know, you can use this cover right here. You can play over here if the enemy team starts to open up. You know, just stay off card because your teammates can push it themselves. And instead of just being an easier kill, like right on here, if you're back here, the enemy team has to leave cart and come over here to address you. So, yeah, just play back a little bit more. If your team's pushing cart, there's no reason for you to push cart yourself. And see, another thing, too, is let's actually back that up a little bit. I want to show you something. See how you're moving your cursor around, desperately trying to to land shots on the Sojourn, but it's tough because you're so close to her. If you're playing like, so, you know, if you're right in front of your team like this, it's these big movements to like go back and forth between targets. Whereas if you play back, it's just small little movements to go back and forth between like your teammates, the enemies. And that right there is probably another reason why you think your aim is not good, because you're playing it too close and making it harder on yourself to land the shots. Just something else to think about. And another thing too, like if we had been playing back, we might have been able to avoid that ult. Like, this is very dangerous, just, yeah. 100%, if we had been playing back, we probably could have survived there. Just been more effective with our shots, and better supported our team. But let's see how the next round goes. I think this is, yep.
Red 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
I'm getting better at calculating the time between rounds. And same thing. No need to use that sleep. It's really early in the fight. Okay, your Hanzo gets headshot. Nothing you can do about that. Yep. Do we need to back up there? Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't think that was a bad play as the enemy team's pushing up. But, you know, maybe you could have thought about, like poking over here so you can maybe land, like, a sneaky nade, or you used your nade, but, you know. You want to, at the very least, just be turning and looking and seeing where the enemy team is. You don't just want to turn around like this. You want to, like, just keep your... Instead of like turning around and moving like it's a single player game, try to back up while you're still facing in that same direction. That's what I was trying to say. Having a little trouble articulating it. And be careful of the Hanzo. This is a good job. Just you see that he's hanging out in the doorway looking for you. You angle off this way just to make it a little bit tougher for him to see you. And then with the Sojourn going up there to contest him, that's good too. Good job. So you're a little exposed here. As the enemy team pushes up and the fight's taking place on point, you know, maybe you could think about playing like over here, or you could think about going up the stairs, maybe playing like around here, you know, where you can get good high ground vision and you have cover that you can quickly duck behind if necessary. Instead of just, you know, where are you? Yeah, you're out in the open here. It's very easy for you to get burst down. Like, say the Ashe lands one headshot on you, puts you low HP. If something like that happens, you just need to be in a position where you can just, boop, duck behind and just wait for the support passive to heal you up. Instead of, you know, being out in the open, and then it's easy to land the follow-up shot to kill you. Your Hanzo can drop down. I wouldn't use the nade there, though. Yeah, nice. Like you guys win this fight. But they're still poking, though, and oh, that's unfortunate.
What is that melody?
Be careful about the Hanzo, but he dies. Okay. I don't know if we needed the nano, but we win the fight, so it's okay. Here, Ash over there. Yeah, set up on high ground. Right idea with the nade. Now keep backing up. Yeah. I just want to watch that fight one more time. So we're here. We sleep the Junker Queen. So yeah, we lost both our DPS. That's kind of unfortunate. But now we got to think about continuing to back up. So you could have, you can see where the dragon's coming from. You could have just rotated, like stayed in this room here. I think this is a good position for now. But you could have rotated left instead of like pushing through the dragon out in the open. Once again, think about cover you can duck behind if necessary. Rotating left to this area right here would have kept you a little safer. But that being said, it does look like the fight's going to be lost regardless. They come in with a couple ults.
Your end is within my...
I still have some
60
fight.
seconds remaining. Stop the payload.
So here, I like playing on high ground as Ana. Ideally, you could play up here, but it does look like your team is playing way back here. I personally think this is passive positioning, especially like early on when when the cart's way down here. I feel like the fights should be taking place like in this area instead. So your team is essentially giving up a fight by playing back here, which I don't like, but we can't control what our team does. At the very least, we could think about playing up on a high ground or something right here with them instead of being on low ground. Like, see, you can't really see them. It's tough to be effective. If we were up with them, we'd have better vision of like the enemy team, where they're coming from, and we could also easily turn to heal and support them too as necessary. Always very good thing to do as Ana is to try to play in relation to where your DPS are can often be really good. Not necessarily the tank, because they'll often be pushed up a little bit farther. But like if you have a hit scan, like a soldier, Sojourn, Hanzo, oftentimes just playing the same areas they're playing, you'll have effective vision to heal your team, go for your sleep nades and damage. Also, you can protect them if, say, like somebody dives you guys. You can heal them, and the two of you can kill the diver together. Although Hanzo gets headshot, nothing we could have done. Yeah, so we used our sleep a little early there. What did we use it on? I just want to see. So we're like really early on in the fight, it looks like. Once again, the enemy team, like the fight has just begun. The enemy team is only just starting to engage. So I don't think that was a very good use of our sleep. Now Junker Queen's pushing into you. Imagine if we had just held on to our sleep and waited for this right here. 100% we could have survived. I was trying to not continuously talk about the sleeps because I feel like, I'm a broken record at this point. But that right there is like a critical moment where just spamming the sleep out too early cost you. Yeah, fight's lost. Go back to where your team is.
not the expected result.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
So you want to think about setting up for third point. This is fine. Go to heal your Hanzo. Your Kiriko's having a tough time. She's getting picked off a lot. Okay. Nice kill. Another thing you could think about doing is, I mean, your Hanzo's kind of been getting diffed a little bit this game, but at the same time, if we see Hanzo playing up here at this open angle, we could think about like opening up a little bit ourselves. We want to be a little bit careful about like just playing a little bit more behind the cover here. But if he's here threatening, being a threat with the one shot, you know, we're not in as much of a danger if we play from the same angle he's at. I mean, we're not in danger ourselves, I should say. And then this is a good position to like go for damage, go for a nade, things like that. I hear Hanzo, yep. Be careful. Once again, little over eager with the sleep. You end up hitting the wall because you just spammed it out a little too early, in my opinion. And yeah, we end up dying there.
Watch yourself. Try harder than that.
Be careful. You didn't need to nade yourself there. You're behind cover. You're completely safe. You could have maybe let Kiriko heal you just so she can build her ult faster. Or at the very least, you could just let the support passive do it. You want to hold on to that nade so as the next fight starts and the teams engage, you can land a purple.
The barrier appears. What is that melody?
Be careful. Yeah, I like this rotation. You want to play back. Yeah, play up behind like where your Hanzo is. Play up these stairs, like around these pillars where you can see the enemies as they're coming around. You know, you can duck the Hanzo, land some damage on the Junker Queen. That's what you're doing. Good job. Yeah, but be careful. Hanzo's looking for you. You don't want to hang over there for a prolonged period of time. You try to land a nade. Nice job. Okay.
Let the dragon consume you.
Burning brighter than a supernova.
Hanzo's looking for you. Yeah, same thing. We could have let the support passive heal us there.
Long range takedown confirmed.
That's a little bit risky. Yeah, your Hanzo dies, but it's a little bit risky just rotating and LOSing your team as the fight starts to begin. If anything, as you see the enemy team pushing up, a little bit earlier, you could have thought about just dropping down here, where you can still see your team and then rotating to this position. So I feel like you wanted to rotate earlier in general, just so you'd be safe as you do this rotation, as we can see, it's a little bit more out in the open. But yeah, we don't want to LOS our team at the very least during a fight. We could have slept Mercy, but at the same time, I don't think you were expecting her to go out there with the res, so not a big deal. We still win the fight anyway.
60 seconds remaining.
Scanning.
Watch out, get him.
Yeah, We did not need that nade there. Your team's almost full HP. It's still really early in the fight. They're not taking that much pressure yet. So yeah, I would have held on to that. Yeah, they're pushing up now. It's that same thing I talked about a second ago. As you see them start to push up, you can drop down here. Like you could be rotating with your Sojourn. So you'll be in this nice position. You really need to recognize when the enemy team is pushing forward and when you need to back up. And you want to, during a fight, try to avoid LOSing your team to do so. It's also, because the fight's pushed up here, you know, we're looking over here at like the Genji attacking our Hanzo, then we have to turn and look over here to point. It's bigger movements, whereas if we're playing over here, you know, we can see that the fight with Genji and Hanzo, like I said, and point here, it's just much better vision. And yeah, we end up rotating the wrong way, and we die because of that.
Not so fast.
10 seconds remaining.
Helden sterben nicht.
I still have some fighting.
I think that's the game. Yep. Yeah, nice job. I think that you complained about your aim. I don't think your aim is terrible. I think that oftentimes you're just making it harder for yourself by, you know, jumping a lot, playing too close sometimes. Things like that I really want you thinking about to, and I guarantee like your accuracy will go up from that alone. With your abilities, especially your sleep, try not to be a little bit too overeager. Don't spam them out at the beginning of a fight. Just slow down, think about the value you're going to get. Like, it's much better to hold on to sleep if, say, like somebody's pushing into you, because as I showed you, if they're in your face, it's much easier to land the ability, and you're going to keep yourself safe as somebody's actively pressuring you as well. And then the last thing is, especially at that last point, I think rotating, LOSing our team, and not rotating soon enough hurt us. So I would just pay attention to how the enemy team's moving if they're pushing forward, and try to recognize when you need to back up. But that's all I have for now. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If anybody would like to request a VOD review, check the link in the description, and best of luck with your climb.